Welcome to the channel, everybody. My name is Ryan, and we are back with more RimWorld today. And we are here at the medieval and magic colony. You can see this beautiful, beautiful mess we've got going on. We had a rather successful raid. Not quite over. Connie's still throwing around her magic missile because she's got insane range on it. But you can see the aggressors are leaving the map, whipped despite the wonderful hats they've got on. Hold everything, guys. What in the hell is this? Iron Heraldic Great Helm Aswan. Bro, I want one of those. Ah, well, got distracted by the duck helmet, which is pretty amazing. But no, the real good news is, looks like we got a couple of prisoners here. I know it's a chaotic mess and it's rainy, hard to see, but I think we're going to be able to. I don't think any of them are magically gifted or, physically adept, but we do need some organs. We just sold ours, and we've got a few people who are in need. So we've got some good stuff to look forward to today, guys, and a lot of cleanup, too, on top of that. So what do you say we get started and see what kind of fun we can get into? Oh, no. One of the prisoners, I think, got up there or something. I'm not sure, but of course we were out here tending to him. Let's go ahead and capture this one. Yeah, he's unwaveringly loyal, so he's definitely a candidate. What happened to the other one? I think he might have gotten killed. Oh, it's always something around this place. I tell you what, I can never have just a good prisoner that we just dissect for our own purposes. Oh, well, I am trying to attend to the rocks, too. We lost quite a few, at least 2 or 3 in that fight, but no worries. Their lineages as Harambe and Roxy Balboa will live on, so don't worry about that. In fact, hey, look at this. We got a couple of volunteers. All right, let's go ahead. Oop, nope, wrong tab. We go into training to change an animal's name, which is interesting, but here we go. Roxy Balboa, you shall live again. And we'll go over here. Rockscap number 2. Look at that. Perfect. Harambe. Bay 2. Again, she lives on. Oh, man. We are having some serious issues right now. Look at this. So we've got 1, 2, 3, skip the infection, 4, 5 mental breaks since we had that raid. Luckily, none of them are like murderous rages or anything. Beetles so far is the worst, but we're probably going to end up with some alcohol addicts after this, but I don't know. I think it's just a combination. There's a lot of bad stuff going on. We really should have gotten some mushrooms going by now, but that was my failure. And of course, a lot of people are upset because caged. They're observing rotting corpses, so just a whole lot of downsides. When I reform too, I want to see if I can change that precept to see if we can just not care about rotting corpses. Here it is, says ugly. Yeah, I might be able to change that. That's always something good to do, especially in an evil colony. But anyway, we've got 4 of 16 reform points still quite a bit to go. No worries though. Maybe it is a good idea to do a nice little ritual, at least once some of our people snap out of their mental breaks. Hey, all right, check it out. We had an exotic goods trader stop by. I tell you, this cart and bird and comms console thing is paying off already. But I've got everything lined up here. I've gone through carefully and checked. Now, I know people advise me not to sell the Rox horns, but I have 62 of them. So we're keeping 10 of them. Plus, I can always go butcher more, kill them, just hunt them from the map and get them. But for this trade, we're getting some demon's blood. Thankfully, they had some. And yes, we do have one pawn who is addicted to this. So it's, of course, a Luciferium is what this is. And we're going to grab the telescope. I love having these scattered around the colony. It just boosts people's mood and stuff, gives them an easy recreation activity. But that looks good, so I'm going to accept it. There we go, and we got some silver out of the deal too, so pretty good trade overall. Let's go ahead and assign this to a location. I'll put it kind of, we'll put it right over here just outside. This is a very busy thoroughfare. In fact, I should probably floor some of this. I've been avoiding it now just because it's always good to have a stockpile of stone, so I hate just wasting it on flooring, but this part right here in particular is very high traffic, so we'll lay something out there with limestone. But yeah, the colony's coming back together. We've almost gotten over all of our mental breaks. Never mind. There's a food bench for Jacques. But I mean, at some point we might just want to do a ritual. just to do it. But the sad thing is that little baby Rama was starving for a while, still is, because Starry was on a mental break. She must have just snapped out of it because she's breastfeeding him. But I realized I don't have the ability to make baby food over here in the kitchen. I looked and looked, and it's not available. I'm even going into the research tab and checking like intermediate cooking, but it doesn't show it here. So I'm not sure why we can't make baby food unless I missed it. And maybe there's some alternative that babies can eat, so I'm still researching it anyway. So maybe they'll open up, it just doesn't show it, or it's hidden under another thing. So that's important, because like if the mother gets killed, God forbid, or if she's even on a mental break, that could be detrimental. So we want to be able to produce our own baby food. I'm glad I noticed it at this point before I just got the notification that Rama, died of starvation. But everything's okay now. Starry is back to breastfeeding her, so that's good. Uh-oh, we've got some sort of event popping in. What is it? Another quest. The prophetic construction. Actually, decent looking. Well, we got a flat screen TV. We definitely don't want that. But look at this, 25 by 23. Let's just see how big that is real quick. All right. Boom, right there. That would be the size of this construction. So we obviously couldn't do it within our walls. We'd have to do it outside. And yeah, I'm not interested in trying to protect something like that. We're having a struggle just building like tables and stuff. So I think we're going to pass on that. Unfortunately, I've said it before in my previous series too. These quests, specifically the construction quests like this one, they scale way too quickly, I think, or at least in size. I don't know. Like early on, you might be able to get one or two of these done, but by mid to late game, they're requiring like huge constructions and stuff. I don't know. Maybe somebody out there has some tips they can leave on a good way to get around that, but I don't know of any. And unfortunately, I just usually end up turning them down. Oh boy, we've had the rare double growth moment here. Let me clear some of these other notifications. I like to keep them up for continuity, but if we're here together, we can get rid of some of those ones. But we've got baby Prissy, also known as Rama. So she just grew up, essentially. She can now walk around and stuff. Let's take a quick look at her. Hello, Prissy. You got some scraggly hair. Maybe run a brush through it occasionally or something. I get it. You just grew up, though. All right, little baby Toll. He's still a baby, though. But the other event we had, oh, they were both for Prissy. Darn it. Usually they don't pop up like that. Prissy became a child. Remain a tribesman. There we go. Shoot, I thought baby Borba had a growth moment. No, he's close, though. It is at 7 years. I'm convinced of that. So, he's got less than a year to go. But I'm sorry, I misled you guys. It wasn't as exciting. But still, it's nice to see Prissy up and running around. So we can definitely set her to help out around the colony. She'll do some hauling and definitely a whole bunch of cleaning in between her school studies and whatnot. But don't worry, I'm still aiming to get the best possible growth moments we can. So let's check out her schedule, too. Very important to keep her in the safe zone. Yeah, because I don't want them going outside the walls. And they like to go on little nature runs and stuff. And there's plenty of room out here to do a nature run. Just go play with this friendly thrumbo. Okay, well, a little update on the research and then a couple of corrections real quick. Some things I've gotten wrong, I think. But first of all, we're going to go into majestic refining. I think it's about time, because I think we can we create some of our own scrolls for stuff? Because we're really falling behind, especially on some of these research things like steel and some of the other things. That brings me to my first correction. So I think, yeah, the intermediate cooking that I wanted to do requires a cooking schematic. So I couldn't do that one, but that's why we switched over to agriculture. So that's taken care of now. In the previous episode, I pointed out the weird growth events here, or just the weird growth patterns, I should say, of the anima tree. And I was wrong about this. So it will jump. If you put an anima tree where it's got limited growing space, it will just like jump and the grass will grow in a very far away spot, wherever it's closest. But I was looking at this and I realized, oh, it is filling out up here. As I said, for whatever reason, it seemed like it wouldn't. Well, it is. And then I recalled, oh, wait, we had an anima tree in this exact location for a short time, and then it got cut down because of my stupidity. So that's where this grass came from. It didn't expand here from the other side of the map over there. It's here because we had a tree here originally. So like I said, just a couple of corrections. Want to keep things straight for everybody out there. But I think this one actually still does technically count towards our total. That's what originally confused me. So but construction's coming along quite nicely. We've actually got ourselves this almost this hill fully carved out, but I definitely want to make sure somebody comes out here and builds this pillar prior to us. Yeah, because if she finishes mining here too quickly, then yeah, that ceiling's going to fall on top of her instead of our enemies. But good old Wallace happens to be that geomancer that we picked up. I feel like I need a better name than Wallace for a geomancer. A couple of ones. Oh, real quick too. You know, I realized while I was editing that the hunter is actually female, so it should be, whoops, it should be the huntress. I don't want to misgender anybody here. Okay, there we go. I think that's spelled right. But anyway, that's how it's going to be spelled from now on. So the hunter has become the huntress. What should we name Wallace here? Flossie Wallace. She's a geomancer. We could name her, well, we had somebody named Stony originally, and then we changed it to Cole because that seems pretty good. I don't know. We could do something nice like Emerald. There we go. That's a better name for her. But yeah, that does also remind me, I got this awesome quest pop up here. I wanted to show it. Look at the reward on it. Now the problem is it wants 3 sapphire bows. I don't know what that is, because when I look through the bows that I can currently manufacture, they're just all made out of wood, not sapphire. So let me know, is that a magic item? I have to search through the research tab for it. But look, I really wanted to do it because look at the reward for this quest right here. Haldress, the Emerald Wand, legendary. See, this is why I got emeralds on the brain right now. Beautiful as it is deadly, this wand is charged with magical energy and is choice weapon for its remarkable effectiveness in duels. Man, I would love to get my hands on this, but again, I don't know how to make these bows, so maybe I will and spend a little time investigating while our pawns work on some other stuff, because that would definitely be worthwhile. And I'm pretty sure we could probably whip up 3 bows in the time that quest allotted. Oh my god, gross. Kibby had a corpse obsession and she dug up Cage. That's absolutely terrible. We're going to have some mental breaks because of that, I'm sure of it. Thanks, Kibby. See, this is how things spiral out of control. But I'm just going to grab Emerald, the closest person. I believe he was buried over here. Let's see. Oh, did we just get strip, cannot pick up, cannot, will never. Oh, crap. Well, I'll get this taken care of, no doubt about that. But look at that. Arcane Items Collector. This is one showing up on the map, too. So it's the first trader since the springtime changed over. And this one might have some interesting magical stuff. So I'm excited about that. Let's go ahead and take quick stock of everybody we've got, all our martial and magically adept people. That way I know, because I think now, don't we have Soul? Yeah. She's gifted now. We gave her this through the ritual. So for instance, her I need a book for, So, and if there's any scrolls or spells, we're also going to be on the lookout for that. Okay, so this was a real tough trade. I spent a long time looking at this list, trying to figure out what I should buy here, what not to. I even checked the wiki a couple times, looking up some of these different classes. I tell you what, the Shadow was very, very tempting, but keep in mind, if I buy one of the tomes, it is pretty much going to wipe me out. I might have to actually go into selling some animals too, but this is what I've decided on. Unfortunately, we're gonna forgo purchasing either of the tomes here or the torn scripts, just because these are partial. and I don't like my luck right now with these, so we don't have a great option other than that. I did pick up one healing spell, a couple of chinchillas. Heck, we're going to start a chinchilla farm. That's a good idea. But I think the best items we can get for the best money, for like the cheapest money, the best bang for our buck, no pun intended, are going to be the Wand of Lightning and the Wand of Ice. I'm really impressed with these wands that we've bought so far, so I'm just going to start decking them out, as many as I can get, you know. And I picked up the mage spell for healing. I'm hoping that Connie can learn that, but I'm not sure. Even if she can't, we will just hold on to it. Now, unfortunately, I'm selling that shaman spell that I bought by mistake. It was a blunder, so we're losing a little bit of silver on it, but ultimately we're coming out ahead on this trade, so I'm okay with that. Let's accept it and move on, because that was a great trade, but I've got even better news here, folks. So there was a notification just as the trade window popped up. What's that? The thrumbo no longer has the taming symbol on it. It's ours now. You better believe it. So we have ourselves a thrumbo. And I need some naming suggestions. So once again, if first comment I see you suggest a name, I'll name it that. And this time around, we don't have any backups. So unfortunately, if this guy gets killed, or this guy, we won't have anything to replace him. But we're going to get him fully trained here. Let's see. I want to look at his health. Okay, so his brain is a little busted up, and he's got a bad back. So, you know, he's going to be pretty slow, but trust me, this tank right here can still dish out some damage, and I'm certain he can still take some damage too. These thrumbos are great, so I'm really excited for that. And ultimately, the arcane vendor was a little bit of a disappointment. We came away with some good stuff, but the thrumbo makes up for that. Oh, check it out. We just enchanted one of the wands that we picked up. So the Wand of Lightning is now enchanted with the ability bonus 15. Yeah, so that reduces the cooldown on an ability. So I should definitely give this to one of our magically gifted pawn. Let's do the Geomancer, even though she's not really super like focused on combat. It's still good to have a cooldown. Yeah, she'll be our best bet. Let's drop this bow and give it to her. I think I'm going to wait. Let's see, equip the wand. Perfect. So if we check Connie real quick, yeah, that wiped her magic pool out. So I'm going to wait to assign this other one, the Wand of Ice, until she can, you know, do another enchantment here. I'm loving these enchantments, guys. I really appreciate you giving me the nudge in the direction of actually using these instead of just letting them sit in my stockpile. But there we go. I'm going to have her equip it. So as soon as she's ready, we'll be able to enchant it and hopefully get that in the hands of somebody before the next raid. All right, we are having a little Fair of Faith action. Boom, there we go. And it was a fun one, too. So real quick, let's check how many points we're at. 7 of 16. I've been keeping them on cooldown, but we have failed a couple of them, sadly. But let's check out the Wanderer. Tortured Arlist, melee, social. Let's get a closer look here. Health, how you doing? Oh, he's a young one, aged 9. Interesting. Another unwaveringly loyal. I think we're going to say no to this. Wait, whoa, hold on. Look at his bio again. He's a baseliner. Okay. Hey, you know what? Let's go ahead. We'll accept him. He's a kiddo. You know, he's hard to turn him away. So we've got ourselves... Oops, I don't want to save that. We've got ourselves a new joiner here. Wow. Terran Power. What a name that is. Pretty cool. Alright, we'll move him down to the list with the kids and stuff. I'll get him all sorted out with his work tab and stuff later, but wanted to show off some of the work I've been doing here on the front lines. So as you can see, I've definitely made some changes. This area is basically now all a kill box or a kill circle. Kill, I don't know, parabola maybe, but basically, this is now the center with our 2 doors here, so we can come in and out right through here. It's not completely lined up well, but I think it'll still serve. So we've got kind of our blocks here where they stand behind them. We've got our wall. If they need to escape the fire altogether, they can move in and out here. And this area is completely secure. I've basically got 2 thick layers here Or at least if it's not necessarily too thick, it'll take them 2 hits to get through, you know what I'm saying? So this is good enough. I like this setup here. And we haven't had a raid yet, so I don't know if it's going to work out that well, but I still only have the 1 pylon. These things are kind of pricey. They take a lot of jewels, which I just don't have enough of, but as soon as I get more of those, we're definitely working on that some more. But I think we might actually be able to do another ritual real quick. Let me check around and we'll see if we can't get a couple of good ones back to back. Yep, here we go. So this is about the only one. Everything else, they're getting close though. Some of them are just down to a couple of days left, I think. But I didn't really spread them out. I was doing like all the rituals within, you know, a couple of day periods. So it takes them a while. Then they all cool down at once, but that's okay. Not a big deal. And definitely takes a little while, but on the highest speed level, it shouldn't be too bad. This is the sacrificial flag one. Look at this colony. Just absolute devastation right here, waiting to happen. Oh, we got ourselves another wanderer join. Let me look at him. Hold on, I got to start turning people away. She's female 25, maybe not though. Body pierce is actually okay. Normally in like a future tech playthrough, that would be a hard no, but I mean, we're in medieval. I've been replacing people's body parts with more, you know, just other body parts. So this is pretty good. She's actually a really decent artist, but we don't need an artist. I could use another planter though, for sure. All right, Rada, welcome aboard. I know. I keep talking about how I need to turn people away, and then every single person who shows up, I just accept them. But I'm just a kind-hearted, you know, soft sell or whatever. So that's how it is. We're going to accept her. And again, as I've mentioned too, it is helpful just to have some quote-unquote cannon fodder on hand for maybe a big raid that Randy is going to throw at us, which I don't know. Obviously, I can't predict the future, but I get that feeling. Oh boy, I think this dark shred here can hear our people on the other side of this little hill part, but the colonists are completely oblivious to the fact that there's a massive tree monster over here, but this thing's actually been kind of helpful. I'm pretty sure at one point it distracted part of a raid group and drew them away from us, which made it easier for us to pick them off 1 by 1 or 2 by 2, but looks like we're pretty well set here with our defenses, speaking of raids, so I'm really excited to get the next one going. Still waiting on our next ritual too. Everything's kind of coming together. We've got all our stuff enchanted. Man, the whole colony is just, I feel like it's on pins and needles. We're just waiting. I don't know what's going to happen, but there's got to be an event. Let's check our history tab. Yep, we're getting a pretty substantial gap here. You can see between each of these little pinkish dots that indicates some sort of event, whether it's a raid, an infestation, or something like that. But this has been one of the larger gaps we've seen. These early ones don't count as much, but it starts to become more regular and closer. And you can see we're reaching about that same distance, but, well, no worries. You can see, guys, I'm just on edge, but I'm going to continue to wait. Well, it's not exactly the raid we're looking for, but, oh Christ, he's getting close, isn't he? These things are pretty fast. We did get a dare to show up. Well, it just showed up on its own, no thanks to us necessarily, but we're going to give this one another good hunting. And hopefully we can take it out. These wands are so devastating. Oh, amazing. We killed it. Nice, 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 nice. Now, I did want to check and look at the meat. Because somebody, I think, mentioned some of these actually, like when you eat the meat, they give you a little bonus. But I'm not sure. We'll have to wait and see it once it gets butchered up. But that's incredible. What is that? Our second or third one? I don't know. We've got 2 horns already. Brooks and Nat are wearing them, carrying them around as weapons. So we'll eventually, hopefully, turn those into magical items at some point. We're still currently researching this magic tab here. Sometimes I bounce back and forth and pick up something maybe I need, but as it stands, I'm really trying to push some of the magic stuff so we can expand. And I'm also working on that little arcane laboratory I talked about, so we're going to move all our magical crafting tables into here, plus some bookshelves that will keep the scrolls and the tomes on. But that's what this room's for. And of course, the ever-endless expansion of residential buildings and stuff. But we've got quite a few, and you can see I've got her ordered now to start opening up the rest of these rooms. So there's a whole lot of mining queued up at the moment, but that's okay. With the amount of pawns we've got, all this work should get done pretty darn quickly. Oh boy, well, Randy has hit us with our next event, and it is an infestation down here in the mountain homes. So of course we've got our melee people right up here in front. Where's Kaz? Kaz the monk. I hope he's not sick. We've got some new cooks. There he is. Yeah, we've got some new cooks. So a few people have food poisoning. Up, here we go. Let's get the action started. Cookie's taking them on. I'm not going to worry too much about their powers so much. I think we should be able to handle this. It's just insects, you know. The very worst, we'll probably take a few casualties and furniture. Yeah, they're destroying our beds. Okay, Cookie, you doing okay? Down, dead in 4 hours. Fall back, Cookie. Oh, is she already down? Yeah, she just got downed. I tell you, he gets surrounded. Also, I don't know just how great she is. Oh, our people in these close quarters, man. I tell you what. Yikes. You better watch out. All right, so let's move our people up. I'm going to deselect Connie and Sully because they look slightly injured. Let's move them. Here comes... Oh. Okay. You two come into the room so you're not shooting your allies with stuff. All right, the rest of you guys, you're dismissed. You look a little injured. Bera, hold on. You need to stabilize Cookie, please. All right, and the rest of them shall just go ahead and clean things out. Unfortunately, yes, we are going to have to rebuild quite a bit here. Might have to convert our hospital back over into a little temporary barracks shelter, which I've been doing on and off now since we constructed it. But, well, like I said earlier, the residential blocks, it's a never-ending construction process. Ooh, the Huntress got nailed pretty badly. Why don't you go take a rest? She's going to be insistent on destroying any hives she sees because that's just what kind of pawn she is, you know? But no, I think we've successfully taken care of another infestation and another episode, guys. That's probably a good place to end things for today. So we can go ahead and clear the messages and get started for the next one. Get nice and fresh here. I hope you guys are enjoying the series so far. I think the colony's coming along at a nice pace, hopefully. Let me know what you guys think down there in the comments section. Of course, hit that like button for me. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so. And I will see you all on the next one.